With speaking, humans can declare wars or tell someone that they love them. With speaking you can be seen as a world-class leader or as a fool who doesn't know what to say. Words are powerful. We can choose to use this force constructively with words of encouragement or destructively using words of despair. Words have energy and power with the ability to help, to heal, to hinder, to hurt, to harm, to humiliate, and to humble. And if you want people to listen, you need to master this power. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon to enable the alert notification. That way you will support me to make more videos like this. So let's get started. Before speaking, take a few moments to contemplate what you will say and how you will say it, while considering the impact they will have on the listener. Be kind to all and speak words that are beacons of inspiration, enthusiasm and encouragement to all. Kind and sweet words are always music to the ears of the listeners. Many people are compelled to give voice to any passing feeling or impression they have. They randomly dump the contents of their mind without regard to the significance of what they are saying. When we talk about trivial matters as in gossiping about others, our attention is wasted on trivialities. When we speak we should speak with mindfulness, in a way to solidify peace and compassion in our characters. Not only do our words matter, but also the tone which we use has a huge impact. There are certain rules that should guide all our communications with others. Always speak the truth, avoid exaggerations, be consistent in what you are saying, don't use double standards in addressing people, don't use your words to manipulate others, and most importantly do not use words to insult or belittle anyone. Because communication isn't as simple as saying what you mean. How you say what you mean is crucial and differs from one person to the next because using language is learned social behavior. How we talk and listen are deeply influenced by cultural experience. Although we might think that our ways of saying what we mean are natural, we can run into trouble if we interpret and evaluate others as if they necessarily felt the same way we'd feel if we spoke the way they did. Sound expert Julian Treasure summarized all this in one word: hail. This word stands for honesty, authenticity, integrity, and love. Number 1. Honesty. Treasure's first advice is to be honest. Be true to what you say. Be clear and straight. Everything is so much easier when you're honest. Everybody knows this, yet we are still intent on telling our white lies. We want to look better. We don't want others to think badly of us, and we want to impress them. But people are actually more perceptive than you think. They know you are lying, and they immediately dismiss what you're saying as trash. If you want to start having genuine conversations with people who actually listen to what you say, you need to practice honesty first. 2. Authenticity. Next, Treasure encourages you to be yourself. Because first, you need to be truthful. Secondly, you need to stand on your own truth. Authenticity means staying true to who you are, what you do, and who you're speaking to. I've always believed that authentic people radiate energy that others are naturally attracted to. It's because they are so comfortable at home with themselves. But I also think it's because authentic people are more engaged, committed, and genuine in how they talk and what they do. It has everything to do with trust. When someone actually practices what they preach, you can immediately trust them and value what they have to say. 3. Integrity. The next advice is, be your word. Do what you say. Be someone you can trust. Now that you are honest and authentic, it's time to pair it with action. It's about embodying your truth. According to CEO and author Shelley Bohr, integrity-based communication comes down to 3 things: words, tone of voice, and body language. Simply, integrity in communication means proving what you say with deeds. It's more than honesty. It's walking the talk. Number 4. Love. Lastly, Treasure wants you to love. And he doesn't mean romantic love. He means genuinely wishing others well. He explains.
First of all, I think absolute honesty may not be what we want. I mean, my goodness, you look ugly this morning. Perhaps that's not necessary. Tempered with love, of course, honesty is a great thing. But also, if you're really wishing somebody well, it's very hard to judge them at the same time. I'm not even sure you can do those 2 things simultaneously. So hail.
It's no doubt that we live in our mouths. So choose to speak in ways that bring out your best and make you feel more positive about your ability to do what inspires you and to change what doesn't. If there's one thing I know for sure, it is this: you are capable of far more than you think. And always put in mind that whatever direction your words lead, your mind, body and environment will inevitably follow. But there's a problem. Some people by their nature don't talk too much, so the question they may ask is, how to control conversations without saying too much. Have you ever been in a situation where the person you're sitting with is talking too much and not giving you any chance to talk? You feel like you have to say something, but you can't find the words. This may become worse when you're in an important meeting. Silence in these situations will not work on your side. Do you know why? Because he who speaks controls. We see this all the time, at networking events, interviews, and especially in political debates. Whoever is louder, more verbose, and more theatrical dominates. Points are given to those who put on a show. But lucky for you, there is a way to regain control and redistribute the power in any conversation without saying much. It's called cognitive incision. Cognitive incision is a way to reshape a conversation simply by asking a question. Not just any question though. A question that cuts through the conversation. Let me give an example. Andrew Sobel, author of Power Questions book, said in a video that he was once on the phone with a client who wouldn't stop his angry denunciations of a group of people in his organization. Finally, Sobel interrupted with a question. He asked the client to talk about the change he wanted those managers to make. It transformed the discussion from a negative rant to a positive conversation, Sobel said. That's cognitive incision. You might use cognitive incision in a group setting. You've probably noticed how when your boss is around, your coworkers get a bit more chatty. People tend to speak more when they're nervous or trying to impress, and it can be difficult to get a word in. This scenario is ripe for cognitive incision. If someone is monopolizing the conversation, lob a question over to the boss directly or to someone else in the group, asking for their take on the topic at hand. For example, you can say, "Yes, that's interesting, Steve, but Danielle, I'm curious what your thoughts are on this." The boss will not only notice your thoughtfulness, but also your assertiveness. This redirecting question functions as a dangling carrot in front of the speaker. The speaker has three options. Continue speaking as they were, ignoring your question. Respond to the question, or listen to others speak. In the first two cases, whether the speaker outright ignores the question or usurps the floor once again, they appear aloof, avoidant, or domineering, none of which look good in the eyes of viewers. The third option is best, as people begin to realize that hearing only one person's opinion on everything becomes irrelevant. To use cognitive incision, you must listen closely to the speaker, track their statements, and predict where they are going. The sharpness of your question is absolutely crucial. It cannot be simplistic, easily dismissed, or nominal. It should be relevant and well-timed. It should go off like a curiosity detonator in people's minds. Cognitive incision shouldn't be difficult. Sometimes a simple question can do the trick. For example, when you're on a date and the other person is talking too much, you can simply repeat the last word they said. This will make them get into the details to explain more what they want to say, and they will never notice that you didn't talk too much. Instead, they will think that you care about what they're saying and you're a good listener. The best thing about this tactic is that you don't have to be the loudest person in the room to be influential. You don't have to talk over people to be perceived as powerful. You don't have to monopolize the conversation to appear important. In fact, the opposite is true. Harvard researchers found across 3 studies a robust and consistent relationship between question asking and liking. People who ask more questions are better liked by their conversation partners. So if you're an introvert or someone who doesn't talk too much, these tactics will change the way you interact with people. And there you have it, tips and tricks to improve your public speaking skills and make people want to listen to you. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and click the like button. Also let me know in the comments below what you learned from this video, or if you have a suggestion for a future video. Thank you for watching and see you next time.